What we want to do in this section is we want to display users that have updated their profile and they have their data inside the profile table. So when a user logs in to the home page, is going to see a thumbnail that will hold the picture and the name, first name and last name of users that have data in the profile table. So when one of the images is clicked, it will take the user to the page where they can view the information of other users. So what we're going to do here is we are going to add the functionality that will allow us to display and view the profiles. So we go to our home.php page. Then in the home.php page, we can see that inside the container, we have a row, and we have a column of MD3. We are not working with that now. We are just working with this column MD9. And inside the column, we have a carousel, which displays the sliders. So below this, we can add a row. So we add a div of class row. Now we want to do something that we've not done before. That is, we want to write PHP code inside the same script. So instead of just creating another script, we could just write a PHP script inside the function and we display it here in the div class with class row. So we go to the top of the page here. We put our PHP tag. Now what we want to do is we want to use a function. So we just write a function here that will display the users in the profile page or in the profile table. Then we call the function inside here with this div class. So we can give the function a name. We can call it function all users. Then in here, global connection. Then the next thing that we want to do is we want to select all the users data from the profile table. So we quickly use a query. So we can say select query, which is equal to MySQLi underscore query. Then we pass in the connection. Then we just use the select statement. So we say select all from profile. So here we are not putting any condition. We are not putting any where clause. We are just selecting every data we have inside the profile table. So we are saying select all from profile. Now the next thing is we use a while loop. So we say while row equal to fetch array, which takes in the select query. Then we start with the ID, say ID is equal to row user ID. We are selecting the user ID. And the next thing is first name. So we're selecting the first name as well. Then the last name. Email. Gender. Intro. Then we select also the image. I'll call it image. Then now we are going to display these images inside a Bootstrap thumbnail. And inside, to use the Bootstrap thumbnail, we're going to use something called Herodoc. Now that Herodoc allows us to use double quotes inside echo statements. Unlike when we use PHP echo statements, we can use double quotes as the outer quotes. Then every quote inside will have to be single. But in this case, we don't have to worry. We just use the double quotes. But here, we first of all create a variable. We can call the variable, say, users equal to, then we add 3 open anchor tag, then we use the keyword delimiter. Now, another thing we need to notice, it doesn't accept any space after this. If there's spaces, it's going to give errors. So what you need to do is every space you just take them out, then close it with the delimiter. Keyword, then beneath this you can echo the users. So make sure that after this there are no spaces, it goes directly to this next line. Now the next thing we need to do is we need to start adding the div class and the thumbnail. So the first thing is we add a div with class. We add call sm4. So we want each user's profile picture to be in a column, in a single column, and on the particular row 3 of those images will be displayed. So we want 3 images to be displayed inside a column, inside a row, a single row. So once it's 3, it moves to the next line and 3 will be displayed. But if we have 3 here, then 4 images will be displayed, because 4 times 3 will give 12. So in this case, we are just using 4. Then we add call md4 for medium, then call md or lg for large 4. What this means is for small screens, for medium screens, and for large screens, the columns will all be 4 each. But for small screens, it will just be 100% for each of the images. So each of the images will take 100% of the row. So we move down. The next thing is we add another div with class thumbnail. This is a Bootstrap class. Then let's not forget to close this so we don't have any problems later. Then this as well. We close it. Then the next thing, we need to add a link, or we add a link. Then inside that link we put the image, so that when the image is clicked on, it will take them to the user's profile. So we add an anchor link, href. So we want it to go to the users/users.php or user.php. We don't have the file yet, and we want it to display the ID, which is equal to the ID of the user that we have here. So we'll just place it. So once they go to this page, user.php, on the browser we'll see this link, user.php ID equal to the ID of the user. And if we want to add the first name and the last name, we can add the first name and the last name. Paste the first name and we can add the last name as well. Then we close the anchor tag. We close it. So I'll stop here for now. In the next video, we'll continue adding the different elements into this thumbnail div tag.